back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. LeBron James turns the ball over. Dalton doesn't connect. And the Lakers get blown out by the rested Suns. Bro, this is 2 blowouts back to back. What the hell is going on? Well, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows. I still think the Lakers have a good chance to win this cup. No doubt. No doubt about that. For some reason, the odds always seem to go in their favor. And what I mean is, a good team or good teams will end up losing to bad teams, and then the Lakers will end up playing bad teams to get to the cup. Now, in a minute, I want to talk about this rest period that the NBA is getting that is unseen in NBA history. I never seen this before. Maybe it happened last year when this cup thing started, but I've never seen this thing in NBA history. And like I said, maybe it happened last year because of the cup, but I really wasn't really paying attention to the whole thing like that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Look, gonna be surprised if LeBron and AD make it through this whole thing. And what I'm talking about, if they make it through the season. It looks like, LeBron wanted to play all 82 games. He really hasn't shown any signs that, he wanted to load manage. But still, I just don't know, man. We'll see what happens. And why I say this, not only because he's in year 22, is because he went to the Olympics, and they played all those games too. So I keep trying to tell you guys, I don't know how this is possible that in year 22, and we'll talk about Kevin Harlan, and Reggie Miller. They're disgusting, man. But yeah, we don't know how this guy is doing this, and I don't care about the stats. None of that is even crossing my mind, because we all know all the stats are inflated. There's basically no defense. This guy really looks like, I'm gonna tell you guys, seriously, this guy looks ridiculous out there playing basketball. I'm just trying to tell you, this ain't like the old LeBron James from, what should I say? This isn't the big, juiced up LeBron James from Miami and Cleveland, to where this guy was, agile, he was quick, he was nimble, and all this stuff. And I know he's old, but it still just looks ridiculous how big this guy is, and he's barely moving. He's just barely moving out there, and he's so huge, and everybody is like so little, and he shouldn't be this big at that age, folks. He just shouldn't. Something is wrong. He shouldn't. 40 years old, he shouldn't be that big playing basketball, because for one, you're in a fast-paced league, so that really doesn't benefit a dude that big in any shape or form. That's 40 years old. It doesn't benefit him in any way. And next to it seems like when any player is on him, it always looks like, it could be a power forward, I guess, and he still looks small. It could be a center, and a center still looks small. Center might be taller than him, but it's so ridiculous how big this guy still is. But he looks weird. He looks weird out there. These guys are so little. It don't even look like these guys eat. It don't look like these guys ever lifted a weight. And you really can't say nothing about it, because the entire league is little. It's run and gun and skinny 3-point shooters. So I guess it goes hand in hand. But when we talk about them again, here comes LeBron James looking like a damn football player. It's just, who the hell? I can't even, who is the other big guy in the league? Who's the other big guy? I don't know who it is. Do you know who it is? Or big guys? I don't know. Maybe it is another big guy. I don't know. And it looks weird. Like, what? How come this guy can't slim down? I don't understand that. I mean, greatness has nothing to do with or basketball skills, as we know, when we look at the rest of the NBA, has nothing to do with bodybuilding. Now, if he was playing in the 90s, okay, this guy, he's just another big dude. That's all he is, really. You got plenty of big dudes in the 90s. So it's not like real eye-popping, right? Maybe well, I was going to say something else, but I don't even think it's that. But if you look at Kevin Durant, I want you guys to go look and type in Kevin Durant, OKC. Punch in Kevin Durant, Golden State Warriors. And Kevin Durant is actually bigger on OKC and Golden State than he is right now with the Suns. So get that comparison. Type in, Kevin Durant, of course, with the Suns now, and then type in Kevin Durant with the Golden State Warriors and OKC. It's crazy, man. It's almost like it's a whole different guy. And the face, now this guy's like super skinny. And he looks sick to me. I don't know if nobody ever pointed that out. You can even go back to college. Go back to Texas. This guy had more weight than he does now with the Suns. It's weird. I don't know if anybody never even noticed that. When I was going through his photos one time, because I was making a meme, and I was like, what the hell? And it was popping up all his photos from, OKC, Texas, the Suns, and Golden State Warriors. I had to take a double take. I'm like, what the hell's going on? This don't even look like Kevin Durant. Look like Kevin Durant today is sick. It looked like Kevin Durant today is sick. I mean, you're gonna gain weight when you get older. You're not gonna stay skinny. And I know we could say that same thing for LeBron James, but I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know, man. This guy just looks weird out there playing basketball with these other guys, stumbling and bumbling, and he just don't have like no. This is what I would do. I would just throw the ball to this guy on the post, and that's it. You won't have to waste no energy with this dude. And that's what Michael Jordan did in the latter part of his career. He just wanted it on the post. He played great defense on the other end. He rarely brought up the ball. His assist really went down. Not a whole lot, but he wasn't looking to drive all the time. He just picked his spots. He basically knew what he wanted to do when he was going to get the ball the next time, as far as he wanted to drive, he wanted to post, he just wanted to what do you call it? I can't remember the word, but he just wanted to sit there and shoot the ball. I can't even remember the damn word. But yeah, Michael Jordan, I mean, yeah, he didn't know what move he was eventually going to do when he did it, but he knew a lot of times what he was going to do down the floor, so he didn't have to waste all this pull up. Right. He knew next time, well, okay, I'm going to just pull up this time, next time down the floor, I'm going to just post up, and I'm not going to try to say it worked every time to where that's what he did, but he wasn't with dribbling the ball and doing all this stuff. I saw this video that we got to stop, man. I love Kobe to death, and Kobe is great, man. I defend Kobe and stuff like that, but people making videos saying Kobe had the greatest footwork of all time, and he didn't waste no dribbles and all this stuff, and it was great. Yes, it was great what Kobe did, but those were Michael Jordan moves. They were Michael Jordan moves. All the moves he did, they were Michael Jordan moves. And I think Mike was even better at them. Because I can say the defense was better. Remember, they cut out defense in 2005, so LeBron James could make the playoffs finally in 2006. So Kobe was not happy about that. He voiced his opinion that he didn't like the fact that they got rid of defense, because he came from the 90s and he had to earn all his points, and you can see that him coming into the league as a bench player. So he didn't like that. We're going to talk about Anthony Edwards. This guy, I don't even know if these players are real people anymore. Are these people even real people? They're not hearing the chatter around social media about their game. I think this guy shot 12, 13 threes last night and hit like 3 or something like that. What the hell is going on with this guy? And they lost to the Rockets? Yes, he had 10 rebounds, but he had 1 assist, which means he's not even driving to the basket, which means nobody is going to double team him as much because guess what? He's just out there shooting threes. I think he shot like 40% from the field. I mean, I did a whole video on this guy the other day, and I was just convinced. And I told people, I said, look, man, they got rid of Karl Anthony Towns, so, you know, this whole Michael Jordan comparison, which is no comparison to me, could ramp up, right? So Anthony Edwards could get more shots. Because we know Randall, he's always hurt. And he's probably going to end up being hurt halfway through the season, and that's going to be it for him. And lo and behold, there's Julius Randle hitting game winners. Not the next Michael Jordan. And I think, didn't that happen last year? I think they were playing the Mavs in the playoffs, and it was the last shot. I think to win the game or tie the game or something like that, but did the next Michael Jordan get the ball? Nope. They gave the ball to somebody else. I forget who it was, Gafford or somebody. Not the next Michael Jordan. What a disappointment, man. This guy. Big disappointment. And back to the Lakers. AD looks good, but I just don't know if they're going to run out of gas. AD. After going to the Olympics. I just don't know if he's going to run out of gas. You know, these guys always get hurt, blah, blah, blah. Look, I think the best they can do right now is try to win that cup again, and it'll justify their season. To me, the cup means nothing. It's a waste of time. Look at this. NBA shenanigans, right? They had 3 tournaments in one season. The in-season cup, the play-in, and the playoffs. Folks. An incentive. The in-season cup incentive, $500,000. Take out taxes, $250,000 maybe. I mean, what do you got right there? This is toilet paper money, folks. It's toilet paper money. So, I know nobody's saying this because if the mainstream media or the mainstream YouTube platforms was saying this, because that's the only thing keeping the NBA afloat, right, is the mainstream YouTube platforms. But if the mainstream YouTube platforms that talk NBA, if they really said this, that how are these guys making these record-breaking contracts and nobody is watching this, especially in the 2020s, how are they making this record-breaking money and making tens of millions of dollars if nobody's watching it? I've already told you folks, these guys aren't really getting paid this money. When you put everything together, these guys need a podcast. These guys, NBA players, need to go back to work after they retire and made hundreds of millions on it. There's dudes who weren't even that good, and they made $100 million in their career. Go look at it. Just like role players, they made $100 million. I'm talking about in the 2010s, the 2000s, and some even in the 90s. And they somehow need to go back to work when they retire. Go coach, go put on makeup, read from the teleprompter, all this stuff, folks. How's that possible? Could you imagine getting 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, hundreds of millions, and you have to go back to work? And I try to explain to people like this. Because people like this is the adults are like little children, right? They make excuses for things, right? Because they don't want to face the facts about a lot of stuff in this world. So, you know, I try to narrow it down to don't think of you having tens of millions like them, because you just can't even imagine that, right? I could, because there's no rhyme or reason why I would go back to work, especially I just got done running the damn court for all these years since I was in damn middle school, high school, college, and now in the pros. There's no rhyme or reason why I would go back to work. So what I'm saying is, just imagine you retire from your job, and you're getting pension, you're getting 401k, you're getting Social Security, and you got hundreds of thousands in the bank, right? And you don't work all your life, and now you sit down and you retire. You're trying to tell me you would get back up and go to work? Wow. You know what I'm talking about? It was an emergency, like, you ran out of money or something. Like, come on, man. So I don't believe these guys make this kind of money, bro. It's the most ridiculous thing you ever heard. I'm just wondering, why does Shaq have to DJ if he don't make? This guy has made so much money, it's ridiculous, man. Supposedly he made all this money and he's going around DJing for a couple $1,000s, I guess. But yeah, what I'm saying is, they don't have, how do they have the money to pay these players? And if this is true, like I keep saying, if they really make this kind of money, they do less, they really can't shoot the mid-range, they don't play defense, they don't come to work, they don't play positional basketball, and nobody is watching this. So if that is true, that they're making this kind of money, that's shame on the NBA, shame on the owners to give these guys this type of money. I hear a lot of people always say, oh man, they deserve it, man. These guys deserve it, man. I ain't gonna count their money, man. They deserve it. These guys don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's just with the viewership. They don't deserve it. Do you think, don't they always come up with this nonsense? They say the owners make all this money. The owners making all this money, so the players should get all this money. How much money do you make compared to the owners at what the owners at your company makes? It's not even close. When do you say, when are you able to lobby your company? Look at all the money they make. We deserve this money. Nope. Sorry. You ain't coming close to getting what you deserve at work. Not even close, buddy. Nothing even close. Nothing even close. So anyways, I want to look at this real quick. And I want to look at their schedule. So they played Wednesday. Let me see. Of course, the Lakers don't play. Most of the damn NBA has to play. The Lakers don't have to play today. Of course, nobody plays Thursday. I'm trying to get into the meat and potatoes of what I'm trying to talk about right here, because I'm trying to get over here by the in-season cup. So nobody plays December 11th. Let me see. Nobody plays the quarterfinals. This thing's acting stupid. I don't know why this thing's doing this. So nobody plays on December 9th. It looks like nobody plays the 8th, the 9th of December. No teams. And then the December 10th is the quarterfinals of the Cup. And then the 11th is the quarterfinals. And then they're off the 12th, the 13th. The semifinals is on the 14th. They're off the 15th the 16th, and then the 17th. The 17th is the championship game, and then everybody's off the 19th. I'm gonna have to do a whole video on this because the way they're putting the schedule up on here is jumping so much. But all those days these guys got off, and I think from the 8th through the 8th, all the way to 8th and through the 18th. So the 8th of December, all the way until the 18th of December, nobody plays in the entire NBA except for teams who are playing in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup, in the semifinals in the NBA Cup, and then, which let me go back. The only teams who are playing within that range, it looks like, I think the 8th or the 9th, all the way until the 18th, are 4 teams that are playing in the quarterfinals, and then 4 other teams who are playing in the quarterfinals the next day or something like that. And then I think it's 4 teams in the semifinals, and then 2 teams in the championship game. So in about a 10-day span, a lot of teams are just going to be resting in December if you're not playing in those semi and quarter finals. And even if you're playing, guess what? You're going to get eliminated. Somebody's going to get eliminated. So you're still going to get a lot of rest if you get eliminated early on. It's like 10 days. And again, the teams who aren't even playing in a quarter, in the semifinals, they're going to get a whole bunch of rest in the finals. So what I'm trying to say about this is, what the hell is the NBA doing, man? And I told you guys before, this tournament is a bunch of crap. This is not a tournament. A tournament isn't where you stop and go, you stop and go, and you stop and go. A tournament is you play one tournament game, and then you keep playing a tournament game until you're eliminated. You don't play a tournament game and then play 3 regular season games and then go play a tournament game and then play 4 regular season games. No! A tournament is where you have a mindset that you're in a tournament that day, and the next time you play, which is the next day, or sometimes it might skip a day, but you're back in the tournament once you play the next game. So you still have that mindset of a tournament. Now, all of a sudden, from the 8th or 9th, all the way until like the 18th of December, now all of a sudden they want to give these guys the mindset of a tournament. How does that make any sense? So from the 8th or the 9th until the 17th or 18th, now you're only playing tournament games. You're not playing in-season cup games, in-season tournament cup games. How ridiculous is this, folks? But they're in a regular. You don't continue NBA games between the 8th and the 17th, right, of December. No more. But so why were you doing this to play the tournament? So why were you doing this during the season? That doesn't make any sense. All these guys who are no longer in the tournament are just sitting around doing nothing and collecting a paycheck. And the thing is, you could have just kept their season going. And you can't, because now the schedule is messed up, because you don't know from the beginning of the season when you make the schedule who is still going to be available to keep the season going while the rest of the tournament continues. So I guess you can't keep the season going for the players who aren't continuing the tournament. I was about to say making the tournament, but everybody makes the damn tournament. The tournament is during the regular season. It's stupid. The tournament is mixed in with regular season games, and then later on you just freaking stop and say, oh no, it's no longer mixed in with regular season games. Now it's the tournament by itself. Man, get the hell out of here, man. I told you guys. What you do is, first of all, if you're going to have a tournament, you don't base it off of some stupid lottery right? You base it off of what they did last year, right? It's almost like the playoffs. You come in, and whoever did the best gets the number 1 seeds in the East and the West, the 2, the 3, the 4, 5, and so on and so on. The number 1 plays the 8, the number 2 plays the 7, and on and on. So Boston should be the number 1 seed in the in-season tournament, and the Mavs should be the number 1 seed in the play-in tournament. And just play this thing at the beginning of the damn season. Because now, if it meant so much, or if it means so much, guess what? These players, their preseason in minicamp, whatever you want to call it, would mean more to them. They would be in there practicing harder. They would be going harder in practices, in the preseason, all that stuff, because the Cup is what starts the beginning of the season. And that would be great for the NBA. And you do it like that. Like I said, the 2 top teams from last year. Hold on. No, the Mavs weren't number 1. It would be OKC, my fault. So OKC was number 1 in the West. So that's how you would do it, man. This is a real tournament. What this guy is doing is something that LeBron James will put together. Seriously. This is the ish he will put together. Clutch Sports. This makes no sense. This whole tournament is stupid in the first place. And second of all, it doesn't make sense how they done, built it into the season. Now you're stopping the season. All these guys are sitting around and didn't make the tournament. It's ridiculous. I don't see anything more dumb in my life. And this is what you do. These guys want to play less games. There you go. Because people are going to say, oh, man, what about regular season games, man? They're not going to play 82. Well, they told us, right, that these games during the regular season count for their official games. These in-season tournament games. So this is how you really do it. If you want to do it like this, have your tournament like this, and it's going to go real fast. One and done through the whole damn tournament, and then that's it. Now, what would that be? Like maybe 2 weeks? That's the tournament. You one and done. You don't get no second opportunity because you're calling it a playoff, right? A playoff is when you get more than one chance. This tournament should only be one and done, and therefore the players will really play. We'll see who is really the best. We'll see who is really out there practicing, no nonsense, just like the college championship. And it's why March Madness is so great. Because a little team could be knocking off a big time team. And it could happen in the NBA in-season cup tournament if they did it that way. It would be more exciting. What is this NBA doing, bro? I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out, man. This is, and I don't know why anybody hasn't called this crap out. Now the whole league is supposed to stop basically the whole league, 3/4 of the league is supposed to stop working for a week or more than that. And do what? Go chill? While they put this thing in Vegas? And this is only one loss for the Lakers. They're like 2-1, so they really don't have too much to worry about. So I really wouldn't worry about them too much. Like I said, it'll fall in their laps. This is what always happens. And let me get to this before I get off of this. Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller, they're women. They're women. They're in awe of a dude who ain't got no bag, can't shoot the 2, sucks at 3 for his career, can't give you no paint work, a 4-6 loser, a team hopper, super team builder, poor sport, walks off the court. And I told you, I just got done watching the Lakers broadcast on NBA TV, right, when watching the Nuggets versus the Lakers. And the Lakers play-by-play guys, they just weren't in awe of LeBron James. They weren't. He was just another guy out there playing. And I told you guys, I said, man, this is crazy, because when you listen to TNT or ESPN, these guys are out there slurping up LeBron James. And guess what? this game, Reggie Miller and Kevin Hart, at least let the guy have a good game first. We've heard this from you, Reggie. We've heard this from you, Kevin Harlan. We heard this from you, Tim Legler. We heard this from you, Dursberg. We heard this. We know. You're going to say the same damn thing every time this guy plays. The same thing. We know it. We know it. We don't know how he's doing it. Well, go ask him. Please go ask him. We just don't know how he's doing this in year 22. Oh, my God. I'm trying to tell you, folks. They're laughing at you. When they say they don't know how he's doing this in year 22, they're being comical. They're covering all bases because when this thing comes back later on, they're going to say, see, we didn't know. We were trying to figure it out. It's not possible. How he was doing this in 22 years, 21 years, all this stuff, we said we didn't know. So you guys tell me what you think, man.